Hello everyone and welcome back to the IELTS Workshop channel. My name is Khánh Huyền. I'm a teacher at pre-senior level, and today I am going to take you guys on another episode of Speaking Sample on the topic of history. Let's begin. Number 1. Should everyone know history? I don't see how this is even a question. I mean, of course we should learn from history. I remember there is a saying, those who fail to learn from history are doomed to repeat it. So it should go without saying that everybody should learn history. And more importantly, I may add, is that we all should have the opportunity to do so. There are an array of approaches to do this, and even watching historical pieces can help. Number 2, in what ways can children learn history? The way I see it, history classes are not up for this task, mostly due to the fact that they are very test-focused, which means everything children learned will be quizzed later. This fails to spark any kind of interest in those poor kids, and if anything, it may even create an aversion to learning about the past. So, if we are not learning from history classes, where can we do this? Well, the way I see it, this leaves us with TV shows, reading from books, of course, and field trips. I think the last one I just mentioned, is getting more and more famous and more popular among schools in the city nowadays. I have seen many schools taking children to museum or say the Hualao prison relic, and there have been some positive results from this. What are the differences between learning history from books and from videos? Well, I suppose the latter can be more vivid. What I mean is, when there's the whole showdown on the screen, when you can watch it, it can leave an emotional impact. Say, can you imagine seeing Neil Armstrong stepping on the moon for the first time? Or seeing the tanks rolling down the gate at Independence Palace on certain April mornings? It is something, isn't it? But I have to add this, with the right narrative, reading history book can be an awful lot of fun as well. Let's take *Sapien* by Harari, for example. I've been talking about this to my friends so many times because the grip it has on reading community was phenomenal. It was the bestseller for many moons because it is just so witty and so simple, not too simplistic, but comprehensible. Number 4, is it difficult to protect and preserve historic buildings? Yes, it is very unfortunately so daunting to do so. For one, the historical value of certain buildings are not obvious or even visible to the parties involved. Hence, they are very likely to be taken down and replaced with newer and shinier buildings. This is a kind of tragedy that happened to one of the oldest clothing factories in Vietnam. Gone in the blink and now replaced with a complex. It could have been a museum, Such a waste. Another factor is that the building itself could have been literally falling apart from all the wear and tears. So, it would have been nearly impossible to bring it back to its glory days. But then again, if Mozart's childhood home is still standing strong, I'm not sure what is so difficult about doing the same thing in Vietnam. Number 5, who should be responsible for protecting historic buildings? The government, of course. Well, on second thought, I think it should be the people as well. Say, you are a resident, you are living in certain area with certain monumental buildings, and you are benefiting from all the attraction that it gains from the tourists, So, I guess it's only fair that you should chip in as well. Not necessarily financially, but the people they should contribute in one way or another as well. Still, there should be, and there is supposed to be, certain collaboration between different government departments so that they can decide on which building to protect. So, from my point of view, this kind of projects need someone with certain gravitas to regulate them. And who else but the government can do this? Who should pay for the preservation of historic buildings? The local authority. They should be overseeing the expenditure of all these restoration and or the refurbishment of such projects. After all, they are allocating our hard-earned money, paid in taxes, aren't they? Well, another thing is that I personally also wish there are some more philanthropists who can dig deep into their pockets and fund these kind of programs. Alright, so that was my sample for you guys. What do you think? What was your favorite moment from history? Please share with me in the comments below, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye!